Welcome, Jocelyn Variety Show viewers, to our Friday interview show. My name is Jack Newby. I am the Executive Director here at the Jocelyn Center and welcome you to our show. We're a little later this morning because of some scheduling conflicts that came up, but we're on our way. And of course, we will share this with the various groups so you can find it at any time. We're going to be talking a little bit later with Karen Armijo from SCAN and their Independence at Home program. Before we jump into that, I want to talk to you a little bit about what's happening here at the Jocelyn Center and our programs. And we're adding new programs all the time. You know, it's been a little bit over a month now that we open to full programs. And it's just so exciting to see people back and enjoying the in-person programs. The only thing we want to remind you is that we still ask that you wear masks, especially with this variant going around, even if you are vaccinated. I spoke to someone yesterday and they had a question about that. And, you know, we just saw several Olympic young athletes, well, in good condition, come up with coronavirus infection, even though they had been vaccinated. And for someone who's young and an athlete, it may not be an issue, but for someone who's older with underlying conditions, we want to keep you safe. Your health is utmost importance to us and also for our staff and visitors. So some fun things that are coming up here at the Jocelyn Center. Let's Do Lunch is back. That will be starting August 4th. And we bring, if you are homebound and you want to find information out about that and join our Let's Do Lunch program, we provide transportation and lunch and a program for you. And so you can call, we collaborate with the Jewish Family Services for that. So call Julie Hirsch at 760-325-4068. That's 760-325-88, and ask for Julie Hirsch, and she will get you scheduled for that program. It's a great chance to get out, socialize a little bit, and learn some new information with the programs that are presented. Also, exercise programs are growing. Our Zumba class is back. And that's with Debbie Chester, and that's going to be Mondays and Fridays at 8 a.m. So we look forward to seeing you for our Zumba classes, Spanish classes, Thursdays by appointment. On all of these classes that I'm mentioning now, you can contact our program director, Melanie Lyons, at 760-340-3220, and her extension is 102. So Melanie will get you registered into those classes. And when you come in, we ask that you sign in and take your temperature just so we can know who's here and make sure that we're not being overcrowded. Card games are back, Pinochle Thursday at 10 o'clock. Social Bridge. Our Go for Life classes that are free are Monday through Thursday at 8 o'clock. We've got a great new instructor and people love the class. So we really invite you to get back into an exercise program. And we're starting you out slowly because we've all been isolated for the last 16 months or so. So we don't want to jump back into a regular exercise program. Work up to it slowly, make sure there are no injuries or problems. We have balanced conditioning. That's Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon. And we're adding Friday pickleball. So that's Wednesday we have classes. Friday we have open play on our indoor air-conditioned pickleball court. Something new also is we're working with the Palm Desert Aquatic Center for our water exercise program, and we invite you. We have two programs coming up for medical health issues and medical lectures. One is with SCAN Health Plan, Bone Health Basics, Understanding Osteoporosis, and that's on July 29th. And then we have another coming up, actually it's the day before, with the Eisenhower Health, and that's in collaboration with our other local senior centers, and that's at 10 o'clock in person at the Jocelyn Center or online via Zoom. So we're doing that as a kind of a hybrid meeting, and we're real excited about that because we're going to be doing some more of those. And our meditation class is Tuesdays, August 3rd, is coming up. And just check our calendar. Our website is jocelynCenter.org. Check out our programs tab on that website. And underneath that, you'll see both our on-site programs and our virtual programs, which we're continuing because we know so many are not able to come in or not yet comfortable about coming in. And we're adding classes and instruction on how, if you're not comfortable with the technology, how to understand the technology and navigate your way through that. Because we want to reach you wherever you're at, whether you're at home or here or want to mix it up and do both. So we're real excited about what's happening. You'll be hearing later in the coming weeks about our exciting fundraising events that are coming up. But now it's time for the interview part of our show. And that's, as I mentioned, from SCAN Independence at Home, Karen Armijo. And here's Karen. Karen, how are you this morning?
Hi, good morning, Jack. Doing well, thanks. How are you doing?
Good to see you. So you're with SCAN Independence at Home. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and then just a broad overview of Independence at Home, and then we'll get into more detail.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thanks so much, Jack, for having me today. Really excited to talk to our audience about Independence at Home. So I'm a manager with Independence at Home, and I actually started with them last June, right in the middle of the pandemic. Boy, was that pretty memorable. But in reality, 2020 has been memorable for all of us. Before Independence at Home, I was with the Riverside County Office on Aging with their family caregiver support program. So really, entire career has been with nonprofits, the public sector, and working with the community. Really excited to be here with Independence at Home because family caregivers and older adults are really near and dear to my heart. Back in 2010, my grandmother suffered a stroke, and that really put me in the shoes of several families and the stressors and the anxiety that they at times go through. So this is why I appreciate these conversations with agencies like the Jocelyn Center, because not only can I share about the work that Independence at Home does in the community, but also share and talk about programs like the Jocelyn Center and the items that you do for older adults and family caregivers. So really excited to be here and share about Independence at Home.
Now overall, SCAN is a Medicare Advantage plan and a nonprofit, and then Independence at Home is a part of that overall organization.
Yeah, no, correct. So let me explain a little bit about what Independence at Home is and how it fits in with SCAN Health Plan. So for those of you that may not be aware, Independence at Home actually started back in 1977, and it's under the umbrella of SCAN Health Plan, which is a not-for-profit. And Independence at Home is an extension of SCAN Health Plan. This means that through Independence at Home, we're able to serve people who are not SCAN members. So let me repeat that again, because at times people think that they misheard. Yes, it is important. So we are able to serve people who are not SCAN members. They can be members of other health plans, or they can lack health insurance, and we can still serve them at no cost. As long as they meet the eligibility criteria of being 55 years or older, are the family caregiver of someone who's 55 or older, and as long as they reside in LA County, Orange County, Riverside County, or San Bernardino County, we may be able to assist. Also, another important point to bring up, Jack, is that there are no income requirements, so no income eligibility, and there'll never be a cost to the family. And yeah, so it's a great program, and we really look at ways to fill in the gaps where some of other providers, some of the government programs may not be able to assist some individuals that may be falling through the cracks.
I think that's a very important point about the income eligibility. I've told a lot of people, and it's loneliness and isolation are also the stresses that individuals go through as family caregivers. Doesn't know any economic boundaries. It's the same sort of stress regardless of your financial status. And so I think that's a real important and laudable part of what Independence at Home does.
No, definitely, Jack. Yeah. And at times, family caregivers don't realize that they may benefit from some of the services, right? Sometimes family caregivers, daughters, spouses, they go out and look for resources for their family member who needs the support. But then in their journey, they realize that, oh, there are programs that may be able to help me with my loved one's care, right? So we're looking at that holistic approach. We're looking at supporting the older adult that may need those resources and that assistance, but we're also looking at the family caregiver, and supporting them, because it really is a team effort. It takes a village to help our families.
Well, and that's very important, because the statistics that we see sometimes about the family caregiver, they're so intense and dealing with anxiety and emotion that they don't take care of their own health. And so it's great that Independence at Home has some of those programs to relieve them and also help them with that, with taking care of their own health. So what are some of the programs that Independence at Home offers individuals?
Yeah, no, we have an array of programs, Jack, here at Independence at Home. I'll start off with our case management program, which is called COACH, which stands for Caregivers and Older Adults Connected and Healthy. And with COACH, it's a short-term case management program that's designed to do an assessment on the older adult or the family caregiver and find out what their needs are, because every family is different. And our goal is to connect them to the resources that they may be eligible with and that they otherwise may not be aware of. What we do is we look at the situation and really customize the delivery service to them. We have a team of different nurses, social workers, gerontologists that conduct these comprehensive assessments to really see, what does the family need? And it's very person-centered. We do have this program available right now telephonically and virtually all throughout the region, and it's available in English and Spanish. After that program, we also have our medication program. With our medication program, we have a geriatric board certified pharmacist that oversees a team of nurses and different team members to provide the tools to help older adults and their caregivers safely manage their medications. At times, we realize that some older adults may not be taking their medication correctly, or they may not have access to their doctor or to their pharmacist to ask questions. So our team is able to provide these consultations at no charge to members in the community. And really the goal of this program is to help improve that medication safety and to improve the outcomes and to reduce medication related problems such as falls, because we know that falls are very dangerous and result in bigger challenges to older adults. Mm-hmm.
And I understand you offer, classes and activities. What are some of those?
Yeah, no, definitely. We also do classes through our virtual senior center, and we offer a variety of classes. We have over 50 different classes. Some of those include laughter yoga, how to cope when you're at the end of your rope. As you mentioned earlier, the bone health basics class that will be leading next Thursday, the 29th at 1 p.m. And several other classes, including classes that assist with socialization, like a music appreciation class or a practice of gratitude class. So those are available at no cost in English and Spanish to the community.
If there's one thing we learned throughout this pandemic, it's that, and we've always known it, of course, that seniors are isolated. And if especially during the pandemic, they couldn't get out. Um, it really made it worse. And we know that isolation can lead to really poor health outcomes. And tell us a little bit about your Friendly Caller program, how people can just connect with a friendly voice.
No, definitely, Jack. Yeah, I know Jocelyn Center has a friendly caller program as well, and we provide a friendly caller that covers the 4 counties, so as I mentioned earlier: LA, Orange County, Riverside, and San Bernardino. And our friendly caller program is managed by our Volunteer Action for Aging team. And what they do is that they recruit and train and support volunteers that work with these older adults that are socially isolated and who may benefit from that friendly voice, right? That regular phone call, that person that's calling in to check in on them and to see how they're doing. So there is a need for us to recruit volunteers that want to work with older adults. So as long as the individual is 18 and older, and they have access to a phone and are willing to provide that friendly support and voice, we can equip them with the tools to become a friendly caller. Right now, we are in great need of Spanish speaking volunteers. So if there are any Spanish speakers on here, feel free to give us a call.
So, and that brings up another point. If we've talked about a lot of programs and services that are provided by Scan Independence at Home, how would they get in touch with you? I see your resource line number up there. That I assume is one way.
Yes, Jack. So yes, so we have a resource line. If you could see it here on the screen, that's 855-587-7226. And that resource line actually leads you directly to one of our resource specialists who is based here in the Inland Empire. So they're familiar with the local resources. So that's one way. Another way to connect is through our community outreach at scanhealthplan.com and email. So you can send an email, ask about the program that you're inquiring about, or just ask a general question, and one of our resource specialists will connect with you. In addition, individuals are welcome to visit our website at independenceathome.org, or even follow us on Facebook. We are on Facebook, and we regularly post different information about upcoming events, about classes, community resources. So really, there's different ways for individuals to get connected to us.
And is your Facebook, is that Independence at Home?
Yes, correct.
Your page name? Okay.
Yes, Independence at Home. Yeah, we try to make it as easy as possible.
So for those of you that are watching this show and you want to find out more, you can just find Independence at Home and take a look at that. You mentioned earlier mental health and that you provide that via telephone.
Yeah, correct, Jack. So we have our mental health program, which is called Insights. And with this program, we are able to provide therapy to older adults and to family caregivers. The therapy is provided through licensed therapists, so LCSWs or LMFTs. And our therapists are there to help support older adults with the challenges related to aging. One of the most common items that sometimes I've heard from older adults is that when they go to a therapist, is that they don't find a connection because the therapist may not necessarily understand the needs of older adults, but our therapists are trained to work with those specific needs. One of the goals is also to address some of the most common symptoms of like mild to moderate depression, anxiety, grief, bereavement, say interpersonal conflicts. At times we do connect with individuals that may be having challenges with their adult children, or even dealing with high levels of stress because of the constant changes. Right now, during this last few months with the pandemic, we've seen an uptick in individuals reaching out for support, and individuals are open to receive these services. So we appreciate the ability to share with the community about these services available. And Typically, the number of sessions that a therapist gets to meet with or gets to talk with the client ranges from like 6 to 15 sessions. And it's really customized for the older adult. And we have these services available in English, in Spanish, Korean, and Vietnamese. So we cover a large area.
So a lot of programs with Independence at Home. Is there anything that we've missed?
No, yeah, I know it's a lot of information, Jack. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to give everyone a quick overview of what Independence at Home is and the services that we provide. Just one item that I'd like to mention, if there is a program that, we don't have in-house, our resource specialist can connect the caller or the person that emails us with the local community resource. So we would be more than happy to answer any questions or take in any comments, either via email or through the resource line to help connect older adults and family caregivers to the resources that they need.
Well, that's great. And I think some of the real just quick takeaways are that you don't have to be a member of SCAN to access Independence at Home, and that it provides services for family caregivers, which are so important because they can become so isolated and overwhelmed by their obligations to their loved ones. So that's something two great takeaways for our conversation. And why don't you let our viewers know again how they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, no, definitely, Jack. No, you summarized it perfectly. I love it. Again, individuals, the viewers can give us a call right here, 855-587-7226. You could also send us an email via communityoutreach@scanhealthplan.com. You can visit our website at independenceathome.org or find us on Facebook just by typing in Independence at Home, and give us a like or follow. But thank you, Jack, for this time. Really appreciate you, the team at the Joslin Center, and everything that you do for the community. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Karen from SCAN Independence at Home. We really appreciate this opportunity to speak with you and share with our community the services that are available to them. I want to wish you and our viewers all a great weekend. It is TGIF, it's Friday. So have a great, relaxing, and safe weekend. And for our viewers, we will see you next week at our regular time at 11 o'clock with our Friday interview show. Thank you again, Karen, and have a great weekend. And everybody have a great weekend yourself. Goodbye.
Bye. Take care.
You too.